Hey folks, Matt from Art of the Image. Just going over some reader questions here, and one of the ones I have in, a viewer writes in, "Hi, if you buy D90 and D5100 with 105 VR kit, it costs almost the same, maybe $100 difference. Which camera would you suggest when I am all into shooting stills and no videos at all?" So, okay, if you're primarily into shooting stills, then that relieves the problem that the D5100 has with me not recommending it for video because there's no manual exposure for video. Between the D90 and the D5100 has the better sensor. It has the D7000 sensor, so it's the newer 16.2 megapixel sensor, and it's better resolution and a little bit better on high ISO, so a little bit better image quality. That said, the D90 is very close. Prior to the D7000, it was the best DX sensor on the market. So these two are neck and neck in that regard. Now, when it comes to everything else about the cameras, the D90 is a bit more of a photographer's camera than the D5100 is, because the D90 has more controls, more manual controls. It has both of your command dials. It's got the rear and the front, so you can set your shutter and your aperture with the command dials instead of having to toggle like you do with the D5100. So you're basically more of a pro style layout body, more controls at your fingertips, more readily accessible buttons instead of having to dig into the menus and things on the D5100. So basically, D90, more of a pro body, but the little bit older sensor. So we give the D5100 a little nudge as far as that's concerned with the better sensor, a little bit newer camera. But the D90 has more of a more pro, more photographer's body. You're going to enjoy shooting with it more. It gives you more room to grow into it as you start using the camera, especially with the front and the rear command dials. That right there is huge for me. If I had the choice, all else being equal, I would always go for the D90 over the D5100 for photography, simply because of the more pro style body in the sense of the two command dials and easier access to your controls. Now, I do like the sensor in the D7000, which is in the D5100. However, I'm not sure it's enough for me to want to shoot the 5100 for photography as opposed to shooting the D90. I currently, right now, use the D90 with my D7000. I had the D5100 and I returned it because pretty much my sole purpose in getting the D5100 was more for video. As it didn't turn out to be a good video DSLR, I returned it and I'm using my 7000 with my D90. So my opinion would be, if you're not interested in video at all really, the D90 is the better camera as far as for a photographer's tool. A little tiny bit better sensor in the D5100, but it's so close, it's not really a huge difference. You're only going to notice it at some higher ISOs, and maybe if you need a little bit more cropping room. But 4 megapixels doesn't translate to a lot of extra size when you look at it on the X and Y axis. So you want to take that into account, but basically I would say that for me, D90. If you want the newer camera, if you like the swivel LCD and you want the newest sensor, D5100 is the way to go there. But for me, the D90 is so close in quality as far as the image, and I prefer the body of the D90 with the dual command dials and things like that. So there's my answer on that one. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back with some more video posts, some more articles, and we'll keep you up to date with what's going on in the world of photography here at artoftheimage.com. Thanks a lot. Bye now.